We live in an era where everyone wants to be an influencer, but nobody wants to be an improvement. Today, at School of Art, we're discussing why the system is scared of a conscious mind.
One time for a real one. Independent superstar Trav.
Professor Trav, and welcome to Doing Better 222. Today's lesson is more improvement and less influence. And today's text comes from More Improvement. Now, I'm a huge fan of this track. The production has that classic feel. It's a sample flip that's very Dilla-esque. That jazzy hip-hop feel is reminiscent of that classic Native Tongues vibe. That's how you know it's going to be dope and kick some knowledge. It's like the perfect example of medicine in the bop. Let's get right to it.
One time for a real one. Independent superstar Trav, get the deals done. Stay up out my business if you ain't got time to build one. Juicing up the fruits of my labor and I feel you. I'm trying to flip these meals cause we gotta feed the children. Showing wealth is knowledge, reach your net worth to the buildings. Level up your value in that bag you won't will come. I tried to school your parents but unfortunately they still don't.
Independence versus the armchair QB. There's a different kind of pride when you're doing it independently. You had the vision and you are the one pursuing it, but too many people would tell you how to do something that they've never done or even tried. They'll try and armchair quarterback your vision. They don't know what it's like to do it on their own, and they can only wish to do what you're doing. You're the one living it, so you should be proud of that. Nothing rejuvenates you more than reaping the fruits of your own labor. Now, if independence is the path, then purpose fuels the journey. Whatever your purpose may be, it should ultimately be in service to others, whether it's your family, your community, strangers, or the next generation. Even if you feel that your purpose is for you, it's not really just for you. It's for others like you, that think like you, that share the same experiences or share the same passions, share the same aspirations. You're doing it for the next generation of you. The child dreamer. What's one thing you're building right now that people told you wouldn't work? Drop it in the comments right now.
I miss the days when music used to make you feel something. Now they sold for clicks and sounding like the thrill gone. It's run by corporations with no culture in the building. You try to speak about it, they gon' turn you to a villain. They coming for that paper when you major and you doing good. I seen this script a million times, it happened like I knew it would. No matter who it could impact, I travel light when moving up. I never judge you by your past, I judge if you've improved enough.
Clicks versus culture. I miss the days when music used to make you feel something. I miss the days when art used to make you feel. This isn't just nostalgia talking. It's a diagnostic report. We're losing the plot. We traded resonance for retention. Right now, there's a creator watching this who feels like they're failing because their reach is down. But look at the lyrics. They say, now they sold for clicks. It's sounding like the thrill's gone. See, when you create for the click or for the like or for the stream or for the stat, the thrill, that spark of divine inspiration is gone. You're not making art anymore. You're feeding the machine. I mean, you hear it right here on the track. It said it's run by corporations with no culture in the building. I mean, think about that. The people deciding what our culture consumes are data scientists with social marketing budgets. They don't want the next Dilla or the next Nina Simone or the next TR superstar. They want the next $1 million 15-second sound that's easily mimicked. Here's a reality check. When a boardroom full of people who don't live the culture are dictating the rhythm of the culture, the rhythm gets off beat. It becomes a factory. And factories don't make masterpieces. They produce products, bars. And the thing is, if you try to speak about it, they'll turn you to a villain. Like, you ever notice how quickly someone is labeled a hater or out of touch the moment you point out the king is naked or the emperor has no clothes? I like that term. The system turns on you when you point out the collective illusion. You're difficult if you demand quality, and you're boring if you demand depth. See, by delegitimizing the critics, the system protects itself and keeps the assembly line moving. You know, truth tellers are turned into villains. As a true creator, you have to be okay with being the villain. You see, as an independent creative in any field, you may think your biggest threat is not being seen. I think differently. Because in truth, your biggest threat is being seen for something that isn't you. You chase the algorithm and you'll become a slave to the algorithm. You should chase feeling, chase freedom. These soulless corpses can't determine your true value. So reset your focus right now. If you're done creating for likes, type liberated in the comments.
Yeah. Why they act like it's a problem when you trying to kick some knowledge? Like they won't invest their dollars cause you might influence scholars. Even worse, they value follows over quality of product. Got you waiting on someone to say it's hot before you copy stop it. I got it. Oh, you scared to make your own decisions? Hopping on influence and presenting as your own opinion. But what if the agenda has some money and some bad intention? You could run the world through influencer and add attention. Yeah.
Influence versus improvement. You ever notice there's a war on consciousness? They've even demonized the word woke. The industry has an infinite budget for negative tropes. You see, when the art's about destruction or consumption and chaos, they promote it. But see, that energy shifts when you bring something high vibrationals. Suddenly you're labeled preachy or inauthentic. They won't invest their dollars because they're afraid you truly might influence scholars. And why is that? I think it's because a scholar is someone that thinks for themselves. They rather invest in influencers because an influencer is someone that gets you to buy what they're buying. See, the system doesn't want scholars or free thinkers. They want consumers that don't ask no questions. And this brings us to the follower fallacy. It's sad because we're at the point where we don't even trust our own eyes and ears anymore. We depend on a verified badge or a high follower count to tell us what's dope. We check the like and the share counts before we even react. That's called groupthink. You're hopping on influence, but you're thinking it's your own opinion. And that's scary because an agenda with bad intentions and capital and money may control the influencer you follow, thus controlling the influence, thus controlling your mind. You see, the ad attention distracts you from the fact that you're not growing, you're just scrolling.
Let me chill before they call me crazy. But I thought they cared about your mental health. It's awful gazing. I'm out of giving people game, now they trying to play. The ones uncomfortable with love usually hate.
You know, it's this mental health fugazi thing. This may be controversial, but this was evident during the mental health boom online. The industry loves to talk about mental health when it promotes their marketing campaign. And true, I agree, it brings awareness, but it also brings profits. The moment someone speaks a truth that makes the room uncomfortable, they aren't worried about your mental health anymore. Now you're just crazy.
Lately I've been doing better than I ever have. I practice patience, I'd rather make some greatness before I make it fast. That's why I'm up so late trying to create. You find me in the lab, signing off. The most improved in the MVP.
Let's pivot to doing better. Because the system wants you to move fast. Choose to move right. Choose to move righteous. Choose to move authentically. Practice patience and make something great with the intention of lasting. Get in the lab because that's where more improvement happens. It's not about being the best in the world. It's about being a better version of yourself. Better than you were yesterday. Value progress because the most improved is already a winner. No participation awards needed. Have you ever felt crazy for choosing the positive path when everyone else was chasing the trend? That's true. Drop a 100 in the comments. All right, now we've spent the last few minutes talking about the system, the industry, and the trap of the influencer age. But here's the truth. The system only has the power that you give it. When you stop checking metrics to see if your life is valuable, the algorithm loses its grip. When you decide that more improvement is more important than more followers, you become dangerous to a system that relies on your insecurities. You see, this album is called Doing Better for a reason. It's a journey. It's the late nights in the lab. It's the fight for authenticity. It's a refusal to be the fugazi version of yourself. Don't allow a fake system to influence your life choices. Always choose more improvement. For real. Before you go, I got to give you this first assignment. Here's the task. I want you to go into your following list. on whatever app you use the most. Find 3 accounts that make you feel like you aren't enough, the ones that trigger that comparison trap, and hit unfollow. You'll know exactly which ones they are when you see them. Now, after unfollowing those 3 accounts, I want you to reclaim your time and your energy and your space. Fill it with something that improves your internal value. Read. Listen to some high vibrational music. Write those bars for that song you've been working on. Meditate. Stop feeding the influence and start fueling the improvement. And here's something for extra credit. Find one piece of art that wasn't recommended to you by an algorithm. Find it for yourself, feel it for yourself, enjoy it. Find something new. Don't let the system train you. Now, I appreciate you all for sitting in on this session. If you caught the vibe, subscribe to Liberated Mindz Creative and join the curriculum for School of Art. We're just getting started. Again, I'm Professor Trav, and I'm signing off as the most improved and the MVP. Class dismissed. Peace.